Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I got another roll of 35mm film developed. This is from my Diana F Plus camera. It's a lomography camera. It normally, or you can get a flash attachment to go with it, but I don't have that, so I always have to have pretty good light to make it work. This whole roll of film was ISO 400, and you can see some of the cool, unusual, quirky, and sometimes slightly irritating effects that you can get with the Diana camera. So you can see in this image there's an overlap of the frames, which is causing the kind of white bands down the left side and then towards the right hand side as well, and that's just because it's really hard to know where one frame ends and another begins. So when you wind the wheel on the camera, there's nothing to stop when you've come to the end of that frame or you've gone on to the next frame. You just have to kind of guess. So this is an image of cherry blossom, and it might not be the best image ever, but I just love cherry blossom, so I really wanted to include it. I just absolutely love cherry blossom. It lasted for about a week, or maybe 2 weeks, where we are. So I took a picture of it on all of my different cameras, just so that I had as many mementos as possible. All these pictures are from lockdown, so still being kind of under lockdown in the UK. So these pictures were taken in May this year, so quite recently. Luckily where we are, we're quite close to the countryside, and we can go on walks in our area that are quite nice and attractive and appealing, and we're not just stuck inside the house all day every day, so we are really lucky. But this is why my roll of film this time and last time, and probably for the next few weeks and months if I do manage to take any more pictures, are all quite samey. They're all of kind of the countryside and our local area. This one is a nice fun selfie, far too close up, but it's quite hard to take it further away than that, and you can see boyfriend in the background as well, and also another one of those kind of overlap bands where the image is kind of overlapped. So it does lead to quite fun results with the Diana camera, but it can be quite irritating because if you line up a picture really nicely and you actually pay some attention to your settings, which I don't usually, it can be quite frustrating when that image is then potentially ruined by the fact that the pictures have overlapped or have just come out a bit weird because of some kind of weird quirk of the camera. This was me trying to take an intentional double exposure, so you can see there's kind of a landscape, and then I've also got a picture of my boyfriend over the top. It's kind of two landscapes mostly together because he was also in the countryside, so it kind of works, it kind of doesn't, but the double exposures I find tend to work better when you're contrasting two quite different things, just so that you can tell everything apart. But that was me experimenting, so that is one of the benefits of the Diana camera, is that you can intentionally take multiple exposures, as many as you want on the same frame, and that's kind of the result, the kind of thing that you would get from it. You can also get accidental multiple exposures, which I guess is what all of the previous images were technically, with the kind of banding where some of the frames have overlapped slightly, some more than others, depending on how far I wound the camera on every time. But that is kind of the roll of film that I got back from this time out. There were a few other images, but this is just kind of some of the best, the quirkiest, the most interesting. So what did you think? Let me know in the comments. Give me a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time with more pictures.